Hey! Is the noon train on time?
Supposed to be.
Feels like it's time.
Fair enough.
BBN, Jack Frost. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. I have a lot to talk about this particular subject. If you've been watching our feed, or either here on Instagram or wherever, you have BBN content that's being posted. One of the things you've been noticing that we've been covering this particular situation, the politics, as we've always have, pretty closely. And I have a lot to say on this matter because the left, Kamala Harris's supporters and Kamala Harris and that regime of the government is now in media is now saying that Trump is scared of Kamala Harris, and that's his reasoning for pulling out of the debates. And I'm here to say I don't know if that is true. I'm not part of Trump's team. I've never spoken to the dude. We don't text. I have no communications with him, and as far as I know, I have no communications with anybody that knows him directly. So what I'm about to say, I want us to understand. I'm not trying to pretend like I know something I don't. I'm just saying let's use some logic and some reason for a moment. Now, first thing I'm going to tell you is, did y'all see that now Obama and Hillary, pardon me, and Michelle have come out in support. I don't know why I do that every time. I'd be pumped and ready to go. Pardon me. Have you noticed just yesterday, Obama and Michelle have come out in support of Kamala Harris? Now, if you remember, before yesterday, they were slow to give their support to Kamala Harris. As soon as Biden said, you know what, I'm not running again, the Clintons were on the phone. All our support, Kamala Harris. So I say all that to say this. There was no vote. They're trying to usurp the public's authority to choose the candidate that they're going to have the opportunity to vote for in the coming elections. They're stealing that privilege from their own constituents. Now, I get it. We're living in victim, the time of the victim. Everybody's a victim. Because I look at it like this. People want to, not everybody, obviously, but whenever somebody wants to do something harmful to somebody else, the first thing they do is become a victim. So their behavior, it'll be accepted. But that other person's a bad person. That other person is this. That other person is that. You know what that other person did? That other person's a whole liar. So we're living in the time of the victim. I don't care how tough victim. I don't care how much authority they already have. Victim. She's trying to get elected based on the fact she's a black woman. She's not a black woman, but so let me not say fact. Based on the idea that she's a black woman. She's trying to get elected based off of that idea. She's trying to incorporate her victimhood into her campaign. What's the first thing they were saying? Oh, we already know people are gonna attack her because she's a woman. We already know people are gonna attack her because she's black. Well, y'all make fun of Trump because he's orange. I want to know what the difference is. I think that's a fair question in any regard. The reason why I believe Trump dropped out of the Harris debates has zero to do with fear, and it has everything to do with she's not really the Democratic nominee yet. Why would he debate her? The people haven't voted her as the Democratic nominee. Why would he debate her? Why would she deserve a debate more than any other Democrat? She's not the Democratic nominee. By him debating her, he's going to give her validity to that position. So why would Trump help his rival? Who he's also saying they shouldn't even be able to get those funds that mysteriously appeared into her account for the same amount of money that was in the Biden war chest. So that's pretty, I don't know, suspicious. So why would Trump help her? Knowing that if he gives her a debate, that gives validity to her claim of being the Democratic candidate, the Democratic nominee for president. That gives validity to her claim. It doesn't make sense. I put the question up there. Should Trump debate Harris if it prevents the people from voting for their Democratic nominee? Now, one of the things that I want to say is something Trump is consistently being accused of is trying to destroy democracy. All of these people campaign against Trump. And when I say people, I mean the regular individuals who you might come and encounter. And you'd be like, well, who you think, this Harris thing, this Trump thing. And they'll be like, and, they're a voter. And they'll be like, oh, all the way Harris. Trump, he wants to destroy democracy. You know what's actually destroying democracy? Not allowing the people to vote for a nominee for president. That's destroying democracy. The fact that you got a group of, I don't know, some billionaires, millionaires, and influential people that could just say, you could run, you could run, you could run, and the people don't got to vote. Now, my personal opinion, I think you should debate her. That's my personal opinion. I think you should 100% debate her. Absolutely. I think by doing that, what's going to actually happen is the people who are trying to push her will stop. Shout out to Tunes. He said they definitely thought using a woman was a great strategy against Trump. So it worked last time. And where she was just the vice president. So That part. $100% worked last time. Think about all of the women that voted Kamala Harris, that voted the Biden-Harris ticket because Kamala's a woman, and now they're struggling because the price of groceries is through the roof. And they're going to vote for her again just because she's black. Even though their policies have hurt us. These same people that open up our borders, they're going to vote for her again. Not everybody, obviously, because not everybody is going to be fooled again. But there's going to be a lot of people, black people, non-black people, women just to be women. It's going to vote. A lot of gays just going to vote based on nothing at all other than they hate Trump and she's a woman. So no, that's an incredible strategy. It worked previously. They can't, what policies could they speak on? Is there a policy you could think about that they can speak on? I can't think of a policy that they could speak on. I can't think of anything that they can talk about. In a debate that's going to help them. So that's why I think he should debate her. But I absolutely 100% understand why debating her isn't to his, it's not that it's not to his best interest, but he's helping out someone that he doesn't want to help. When he could just sit back and watch the whole Democratic Party just go up in flames. Why he got to run in there? He don't got to throw more fire. It's already going up in flames. Do you see how they keep trying to say, now all of a sudden Trump, Kamala Harris has more support from women in general? Like they had the white women that was like, oh, we're scared because I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm going to tell you why real quick, and then I'm going to go with what Tunes just said. I'm going to tell you why, how I don't know how I feel about that. Because they already started attacking Melania Trump, for everybody that don't know. They had somebody like allegedly, I heard about it, I didn't see it, release some photos of her, naked photos of her, some shit like that. So they've already been going at Melania Trump. So Trump doesn't have anybody on his side that can say something, you know, women that could say something in support of him. And if he says something in support of himself, no matter how benign it might be, no matter how factual it might be, no matter how non-racist or non-sexist it's going to be, they're going to say it's sexist only because it came out of Trump's mouth. So I don't know how I feel about those women saying that. I would like to know, is there a bigger plan attached to it and whose idea it was? Because that can go either way. Just to be honest with you. That can 100% go either way. %. I freaking uploaded some videos this morning, so I'm pretty sure they didn't send out no notifications. I'm pretty sure no notifications went out. What up, folks? Smoke Spot. Because I uploaded like a couple of videos this morning, so I probably no notifications probably freaking went out for this. And in any regard, Toon says, and I definitely thought it was odd. Barack and Michelle slow to endorse her. So I'm happy you said that. So I'm going to tell you about something I heard. I don't know if this is true. This is just something that's floating on the political news wires. So apparently, Joe was forced out, allegedly. Allegedly, Joe was forced out. Allegedly, Kamala and the people who are supportive of her in the political atmosphere, allegedly, they went to Joe and told Joe that if he didn't step down, they was going to enact the 25th Amendment. For everybody that don't know what the 25th Amendment is, basically that's when they say the president isn't capable of running the nation anymore, so we're giving all of his powers to the vice president. So remember how I kept telling y'all, why the heck didn't they do the 25th Amendment? Apparently, the reason why they didn't do the 25th Amendment is because, one, it might have something also to do with them trying to steal that money we was talking about. But also, two, is because they was using the threat of the 25th Amendment in order to get their way. Allegedly. So why is this being brought up while we talk about Barack and Michelle Obama? Shout out to the Obamas, no disrespect intended to them or anyone, just so we could be clear. Not and absolutely none intended to Kamala Harris. I think Judge Joe Brown went too hard on her. That's just my opinion. He was just going off on her. It was like that's a little bit much, yo. In any regard. So there was allegedly a race. The Clintons is on one side, allegedly, the Obamas is on the other. The Clintons want to install their candidate, the Obamas want to install their candidate. The Obamas don't believe that, allegedly, the Obamas don't believe that Harris can beat Trump in a head-to-head. Allegedly. So the Obamas didn't want to support. Because what we've just witnessed was a coup, for everybody that don't know. We witnessed the coup. All right. One government just replaced another government, and then they're going to try to. That also happened when they allegedly. That's what they're being accused of, allegedly, when Donald Trump lost. That was also allegedly a coup. In any regard, it's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. In any regard, this is just too bright. What the? I forgot to hit the button. I'm sorry about this, y'all. This is just too bright. This just really upset me. Boom. That feels better. Sheesh. So, just so we could be clear, the Obamas, they already was going to remove Joe. That was already the plan, allegedly, by Clintons and the Obamas. Allegedly, do y'all remember when Barack walked Joe Biden off of the stage that time? They was on the stage waving and shit, and Joe just waving, doing his creepy smile and shit. Like whatever. Man, I hate when I do. Anyway, he was doing his smile and wave to the crowd or whatever the case is, right? So Barack had to, grab him by the shoulder, walk him off the stage like he was talking to him, like, come on, Joe, we got to go, whatever the case. So apparently that was the last straw, allegedly. Like that was the last straw. So when he did the debate with Trump, allegedly, that was all a setup because they needed the world to see that he wasn't all there. And that's why right after that happened, you seen the news finally stop lying. And then once the news finally stopped lying, that's going to be so much easier for her or anybody else to say, because the vice president has to do it, enact the 25th Amendment, because obviously there's something wrong with him. You understand? So, Yeah, so that's why they were slow to endorse, because they had their own people they wanted to put in that spot. What up, Smoke Spot? Nerve Number says, do you think Trump made the wrong VP pick? I don't know. I mean, I don't really know much about this guy, but I will say this. It was because he learned from his previous mistake. Well, it wasn't really a mistake. It was just he learned from the trickery of the Democrats. So when the Democrats chose Kamala Harris as her as the running mate for Joe Biden, and remember, we had a whole conversation about this before she even got chose. And I told y'all he was going to choose Kamala Harris. I told y'all. And it was, and I'm not like going, but there was a big debate on our platform for at least a week. At least a week. There was a big debate. And we had that debate every single day about who was going to be the vice president. And I kept saying Kamala Harris. And everybody, and that's when our brothers from the Bay kept saying how terrible she was. And then all the cholos from over there in LA that used to be in our chat started speaking out. Yeah, no, that nigga Buddha. That bitch, you put everybody in jail. She's terrible. There's no way he gonna win with her. I said, yo, watch. Won with her. So Trump choosing Vance as his VP, right? That's the guy, Vance, as his VP. He has an Indian wife. So you really can't say racist if we're going to use the same barometer that we use for a Kamala Harris, being as her husband is white. And so is her kids, her adopted kids. So we're going to use that same barometer. Now, you can't really say Trump is racist, because how would he choose that dude as his VP? That doesn't make sense. Because you believe that Biden can't be racist because he chose Kamala as his VP. When I believe you could be racist and do both of those things. Toon says, come on, Joe, we gotta go. Come on, Joe, we gotta go. Nerva Number says, what's your thoughts on people saying Trump hates people, but I don't see he ever seems uncomfortable around black people? Okay, so what they try to stop. Okay, this is the best way I'm gonna do it. All right, so hold on. Let's do this. Let's get this off the screen for a second. Wait, could we keep it up there? Okay, there we go. Boom. Let's do this. It's called programming, fam. See, I was around in the 80s and in the early 90s up until the Central Park jogger thing happened. I was around. Trump, what the heck? Trump 80s pictures, right? So we should do parties or some shit. So these are Trump pictures from the 80s, right? And you see a lot of regular Trump shit going on, right? Let's put in with black people. This is just regular Trump shit, right? Okay, so look. This is what Trump was doing in the 80s. So that when these people say Trump is a racist, now you've seen him in the other pictures, I would argue to you that it looks like he's enjoying himself and more comfortable in these surroundings with these people. Look, don't got a cap, fam. So when people tell me Trump is racist, I understand that you're just trying to elicit an emotion out of me. Why is he smiling in most of these pictures, fam? I don't got a cap. Why is he smiling in most of these pictures? I have no idea where they got that Jim Brown. Jim Brown's love for Donald Trump. That's all that's all you need to know. Jim Brown. Jim Brown. Y'all know he was an activist, right? So don't look. Why is he smiling at all of these pictures with all of these black folk? They're gonna tell you racist though. So I guess the best way for me to have responded to that was to show you video evidence of what I'm saying. Because often what happens is you'll say something, people will be like, nah, man, you don't know what you're talking about. So it's better to just show video evidence. Now, if you seen the first one I put up that was just Trump, you just see him with who? It was with a couple of white people in some of those, but generally speaking, he was just his businesses and his women. Tune says Trump don't hate black people. They always bring up the Central Park Five, and they always leave out the part that the girl that was the situation happened with. I believe they had their families knew each other, so that was personal with Trump. So no. It's crazy how Al Sharpton talk crazy about him now, but wasn't he friends with him? Yeah. Al Sharpton, all of these dudes used to eat off of Trump. All of these dudes. All of these dudes used to eat off of Trump. Every last one of them. Every last one of them. Now, all of a sudden, he's the worst this and he's the worst that. But y'all used to eat with him, though. Y'all used to eat off of him. He's like Trump show up and that makes your event go through the roof. If Trump show up, all the rich people on the planet might show up. Like, not all of them, but you get the point I'm making. If Trump show up, all the rich people that's in New York that night, they gonna show up. Like, Trump was that dude. If Trump goes to, let's say Al Sharpton is holding some kind of function because he's trying to raise money. So Trump will go and be at your function. You know how many other motherfuckers is gonna show up just because Trump was there and pay that money? Donated millions to Jesse Jackson's campaign. That's a fact. So when he chose the VP, you know, they call him racist. And they call him racist because the people who support him, they say are racist. How does that make him racist? Fam, to this day, what do we call the biggest card in the deck? A trump. When something outdoes something else, what do we call it? Trumping it. Oh, that trumped that. To this day. To this day. Why do you think when Trump was president, all of those different countries played fair? Why do you think when Trump was president, things was just so much cheaper? Nobody thinks about that because they tricked y'all into caring about minimum wage going up instead of caring about the affordability of living. They tricked y'all. No, this is not a fan page of anyone, fam. Read the topic. The real Trump. Fuck. Pardon my language. I spelled that completely wrong. I left a word out. I didn't spell anything wrong. Anyway, the name of the video should have been The Real Reason Donald Trump Dropped Out of the Harris Debates. The real reason Donald Trump dropped out of the Harris debates. That's supposed to be what the title of the video was. So since I'm talking about the real reason that Donald Trump dropped out of the debates, that means we're talking about Donald Trump stuff. It's not my fault that many of the things that's said about the man is a lie. So I'm not gonna just follow behind the lie because that'll make me popular. So no, not a Donald Trump fan page. I can't help it if he was a better president. Think about that. So I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was like, and I thought I said something that was really harsh, right? And it was basically saying, leaning to the idea that I went and want Kamala Harris to be the president of the United States. So she had one job. It was the border czar. One job. Border czar. One job. Now y'all want to give her the president of the United States and she couldn't even do that other one job? I need an explanation. Put it in the chat. I need to know why that makes sense. I'm not trying to argue with anybody and I'm not trying to be combative. I'm not trying to argue with I just kicked him. I'm not trying to argue with anybody and I'm not trying to be combative. I guess I should have said that a little bit quicker.
Say right now, Mala will not be your first female president. She will not be your first female president. It's not the way it's supposed to be. We're not supposed to have. Say right now, you just won't hide.
So I think Trump will be the one of those presidents that will be understood. He's no longer here if they don't. No, they're gonna try to destroy Trump's name and everything else. I am going to, because I'm turning this computer off. So I want to tell y'all the vote real quick. But no, they're gonna try to destroy that man's name. Which you got to understand. So Satan and God work diametrically opposites, right? So, and the reason for this is because everything that God wants for you, Satan don't want for you. So they're opposites. Like that's just what it is. And I'm not saying one is stronger than the other, because obviously nothing is more powerful than God. So I say all that to say, all you got to do is pay attention to how something operates. So I keep hearing Trump's a liar, but all of the things that they're saying he lied about are things that we now know are true. So now how am I supposed to accept that? So now when those same people say Trump's a liar, How am I supposed to accept that? That's all I'm saying. How am I supposed to accept that? What are you going to do? How am I going to? So you got to look at it like that. So now you're trying to tell me the same individuals that is calling Trump a liar because he said some things that turned out to be true. Now you're also telling me that we are supposed to vote for a woman just because of her gender and her ethnicity, which the ethnicity is wrong. And also, if I remember correctly, you're also the same people that want individuals that was born males to be in women's sports, knowing that men have denser bones than women. They are not our physical equals. How can you say that you're protecting women when you're pro transgender athletes playing against naturally born females? So, yeah, so they're going to lie. They can't help themselves because that's just what some people are put here to do. I don't know no other explanation. Anyway, should Trump debate Harris if it prevents the people from voting for the Democratic nominee? 43% said yes, 37% said no, 18% said just want to see the results, 16 people voted. So I just want to be clear on something. I understand if the reason why I don't think Trump is going, if I am correct as to why Trump decided to not debate Kamala Harris, basically the people haven't voted her as the Democratic nominee. So since the people haven't voted her as the Democratic nominee, there is actually no obligation for him to debate her. Also, if this is like another fight for the people's rights, because the people have a right to a primary. The people have a right to see their Democratic candidates up there debating so they could then make their choice. The people have a right to this. So Trump not debating her, it doesn't add validity to these claims that she's the Democratic nominee when the people never voted her into that position. So I can understand if that's the reason why Trump wouldn't debate her. I would like to see Trump debate her because she's going to get smoked so badly. She's just going to be up there trying to play the victim every single second. And people are going to have no other choice but to recognize what she's actually doing or what the Democratic Party is actually doing. They're going to have no choice. So I would like to see the debate. Nerve and Numbers does believe that Trump will be appreciated after he's gone. That's usually how that goes, right? But I think they're gonna like make a campaign of destroying Trump's name forever. Like that, I think that's like what they're gonna campaign on for like the next 200 years. No actual anything, not getting anything done. They're not gonna be campaigning on making our lives better. They're just gonna be campaigning on you got to stop anybody that supports Trump stuff. It's not gonna have anything to do with anything at all that's gonna make the American people lives better. Just like what they're doing now. They're not campaigning on anything that can make our lives better. Even the things that they're saying they want to do generally are bad ideas. Oh, look what opening the border did. Remember when y'all said Trump was a xenophobic? When they like Trump's a xenophobic, guys. He doesn't want to open up the borders. And then they open up the borders. Now look at our cities. You know how many lame duck mayors we have now that don't even have a chance of getting reelected because things got so bad. Democratic Party is also the same party that said defund the police and then open up our borders and let all of these random people from other countries in here. I don't know if anybody else is paying attention. Anyway, I'm just gonna be repeating myself, even though I'm gonna be saying different things. It's gonna be because I don't get it. In any regard, the nerve number says I hate Harris's laugh, and she's not a good speaker at the microphone. She's a terrible speaker at the microphone. Absolutely terrible. That's why I want to see that's why I want him to debate her. She's the worst. Nervin number says the DNC convention is going to be the most blackest convention ever. Now they're going to try, right? They're going to try. They're going to try. That's a fact. I believe they're going to try. They're going to try to out-black Dolomite. They're going to try to... Who's the other dude? I forgot his name. It was a good movie. In any regard, Toon says, in these days, you can't debate a woman on national platform because she's going to look like Trump disrespects women. I'm 100% sure every time Trump calls out one of her lies, she's going to be feel disrespected. I'm 100% sure every time Trump brings up how she's not good at being a vice president, she's going to say she's being disrespected. I'm 100%... 100% sure. There's zero question. Every single time Trump says something, so that means every time she talks, she's just gonna be victimed. That's what they do. They be like, yo, they go turn themselves into a victim. So then whenever bad behavior they do towards you, people will forgive them. That's why people gotta lie about you first. That's why they gotta lie about you first. So now when they go do these atrocities against you, when they go do these terrible things, people will forgive them because they're going to already have beliefs and bullshit ass lies. Nervin number says Trump actually made people give Republicans a chance. So one of the main movements that was going on when we decided to be Democrats was Planned Parenthood. What Planned Parenthood did was Planned Parenthood absolutely destroyed our homes. How? It came into our homes where the women were pretty, like right now, what would a lot of women love, right? Y'all would love if your husbands had, like, you know, if this is what you're into, obviously. I'm talking about conventional women for the most part, or average women, I guess. You would love to not have to work for a living and have everybody else, somebody else pay all of your bills. Well, women in the 70s had that. Women in the 60s had that. A lot of women in the 70s had that. Women in the 40s had that. The husbands went out, worked, brought back home, and then y'all were able to just raise the kids and do whatever y'all was doing. What happened when Planned Parenthood pulled up? They started saying, going to these women saying, Y'all disrespected. Why ain't your husband allowing you to go have a job? Why ain't your husband allowing for you to go out into the world and do hard work for money instead of stay home and raise the kids? So that's part of some of what the push was. And who pushed this? Democrats. And the Democrats won us over with welfare. Because now those women, some of these women probably did need help. What do I know? But a lot of families, the idea was changed. And now the husband can't even come around. Because if he come around, they cut your benefits. And they checking. So, Democrats. Now what are they doing?
Gen Z employee.
They're putting people in jail because they taking people kids away because the people don't want to agree with their child who was born a male to take how do you say, hormone therapy to stop their puberty, which isn't even hormone therapy to puberty blockers. It's sterilization drugs. They did that to Elon Musk's son. That's why he's pissed. Just saying. That's why Elon Musk is pissed. So nah, the Democrats, I'm not here for them. I'm just not here for them. I got off the plantation quite some time back, and I'm not here to attack people who still decide to be Democrats. But I think that we should start voting for the things that help our household and stop voting for things that are agenda based. That's just my opinion. What up, Showing Up? Salute. I wish I would have known about the thing you did yesterday. I would have pulled up. Nervin Numbers says, now I'm hearing women saying Trump has 5 children and 3 baby mamas. Didn't he marry all 3 of the women that had his kids and one of them passed away? Didn't he marry all 3 of the women that had his kids? He did, right? And have you seen his family? Like, they're together. And have you seen the type of women that he was marrying? I don't think any of them wanted to have 5 children all by themselves. Aren't they all like supermodels or some shit? What up, Show Enough? Yeah, but they make up anything. They make up any reason to criticize you when they don't like you. Any old thing, even something that people should be applauding you for. They just make up anything. You understand? Oh, it is what it is. What time we got? We at 10:30. And I don't know why it's not telling me how long the show's been going. What the fuck? Pardon my language. I'm assuming we've been up here for about an hour. Like, there's supposed to be a timer right here. I don't think that I'm very happy with the fact that all right, I was trying to save the changes over here, but it wouldn't. Okay, did it fix? It fixed. All right. That's your plan? All right. Send me the flyers or something. I don't know. I'm just fucking trying to say. Carlos Cavana says, being in the transportation industry, gas and fuel prices are important to me. So then that's what you should just, well, like I said before, I think people should vote for what helps their household, right? So obviously we should all vote local politics, right? So then when we start talking about the president's, whenever we start talking about the president, it's like, all right, so what's the direction they're trying to take our country? Because remember, your local politicians are only going to be able to do what they can get passed sometimes in DC. So if you elect a president that don't have policies that are beneficial to your community, pardon me, what happens is when your local officials go try to get funding, it's going to be more difficult. Same thing with the governor. The governor, if you go vote for a governor based on agenda, rather than vote for the governor because the governor actually has some of the things that they want to do benefit you in your community, what happens is when your local officials go try to get that money to try to get financing for whatever the hell they trying to go get funding for, whatever the hell they trying to go get funding for, what's going to end up happening is they're going to say no. So when we're talking about voting for a president, and I say vote for what helps your household, that transportation, that gas that you need to pay to put into your truck is of the utmost importance. So yes, that should sway your vote, because your ability to be able to cut costs in your business should be one of the most paramount of importance. That should have the most paramount of importance on your list of things to get done. So why would you vote for somebody like Kamala Harris, who wants all of the vehicles to be electric, not even realizing, how you fuel the machine that uh charges the car with fuel. So electric cars still use fuel, not in the car, but in the damn thing that is used to charge the car. It still needs fuel. So these people are idiots. He said he's going to remove taxes from tips, and I think that tips shouldn't be taxed. Period. So I'm here for that. Basically, he's allowing for people to accept donations without having to report it to the government. Wink, wink. How do you think about that? All of these things that Donald Trump is trying to do, that as far as we know about with the history of him as a politician, he's always trying to do the thing he's telling you he's trying to do. So all of these things that he's trying to do will benefit the majority of communities. Think about how tourism goes down when fuel goes up. Think about how everything is more expensive because you know how they get the goods from one side of the country to the other on trucks. So now the fuel for the trucks is more expensive. So that means that you got to pay more when you go into that store to go buy that thing. Just saying. So I don't think Donald Trump, I think Donald Trump backed out of the Harris debates because he doesn't want to give her validity to the position of being the Democratic nominee. And I believe that if he debates her, then he gives her that validity for that position for her to be walking around saying I'm the Democratic nominee. And also, and just my opinion, I mean, I could be 100% wrong about this, but just my opinion. I think he should debate her 100%. I think she's going to look so bad in the debates that they're going to have to go and have some kind of primary. They're going to have a debate with the Democratic people, and you're going to have another election to see who's going to go against Trump. I think that that's what happens if they debate. I think that's what happens. Because I think it's going to be bad. RFK endorsed Trump. Nervin Numbers says he's hearing RFK endorses Trump. Trump said he's going to release the files on the JFK assassination. So I release the files on every assassination if I was Trump and I win. Everything. Y'all tried to kill me. Releasing everything. Screw that. I'm declassifying everything. Y'all tried to kill me. What else y'all want to talk about? Any other conversation y'all want to have in regards to this? Whatever. Anything else y'all want to talk about in regards to this? Just curious. Somebody asked me about the Vance guy earlier. I don't really know much about Vance. I do know that I believe one of the reasons in which why he was probably chosen was because, not just obviously because his politics runs congruently with Trump's, but also, you can't now accuse Trump of being racist. You can't accuse his running partner of being racist. You can't do any of that. That's the way the Democrats are going to try to get elected. They're going to try to get elected by saying racism and sexism. They believe that that's the way to go. Why every time I hear somebody talking about Kamala Harris and Trump and they're pro Kamala Harris, they never could bring up a point. All they could do is say Trump is racist, negative Trump, negative Trump, negative Trump. But they can't. There's nothing positive they can say about Kamala Harris. I think that that's important to know. You support a person that you can't say nothing positive about? That's crazy. You support a person for president that you can't even say anything positive about? That's crazy. You purposely support a person for president that you can't even say anything positive about? That's crazy. Yeah, I've been watching these people loan the money for the longest. Now you're gonna go donate money to their campaign. People crazy. I'm always accusing the Democrats of money laundering. I've been accusing them of money laundering for like the last how many years? So, yeah. So I don't want to hear nobody saying I'm just talking about Kamala Harris and this administration. No, I've been accusing the Democrats of money laundering for years. That's been one of our narratives on this page. That's one of the reasons why I keep saying they want to put clinics in your neighborhoods. They want to put all of these different things in your neighborhood because then they could get funding to the thing and then they steal the money. That's why the shits never fix anything. If they would actually put the money where it was supposed to go, it could help the situation, but they steal the money. So everything is half-assed. I've been saying this for years. So this is in Kamala. This is in the Trump page. This is literally the stuff that I've been saying for years. Just saying. Anything else y'all want to talk about? If you have been enjoying the show, you could always pull up to the Cash App, Super Chat, and or PayPal. Anything else y'all guys want to talk about, put it in the chat. As always, we are always accepting tips. Show Enough says, I do recall Kamala Calimari. I do recall Calamari saying she's not doing anything specifically for black people. That's insane. Y'all gonna go vote for a woman because she's a black woman after she's already said she's not doing nothing specifically for black people, but they do things specifically for other people. Asians, remember? Muslims, remember? Isn't she Muslim? In any regard, she also said that no, she didn't say 21 to 24. She said 18 to 24. Or stupid. See, it's one thing when I say that. We're just here. But you can't say things like that and aspire to be the president of the United States of America, the president of any country for the most part. And you're also saying that children have the right to choose their gender. Nerve and Number says, I think a lot of black celebrities are voting for Trump. They're not saying anything. I believe anybody with any money is voting for Trump. Anybody that understands what socialism is and why it's a bad thing is voting for Trump. I'm going to tell you what socialism turns into. Hold on. Let me show you something real quick. Because, see, I was alive in the 1980s. And I remember what kind of how communist countries was running around in the 1980s. I'm going to show y'all. So this is what communism looks like for those that don't remember or just don't know about it. These was bread lines, fam. This is what communism looks like. This is what communism looks like. Which is basically socialism. But it was here in America too. Hold on. 1920s to the 1940s. I think it's the 1920s, right? Mm-hmm. Great Depression. So look. So this is what they're trying to turn our this is how it looks when everybody has the same amount. This is what it looks like when every single person has the same amount of money. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like when no matter how hard you work, you're going to have the same amount as the person who don't. This is what it looks like when the freaking doctors is going to make the same amount of money as the guy that's shining shoes. This is what it looks like. So this is what they're trying to create, the Democrats right now. So what is the Democrats always talking about doing? Opening up free food places. You see these guys? Why? Because they want to have all of your money. And they want to have everything and give it to you as they feel fit. Not allow for you to go get what you get, earn it on your own. They want to give it to you as they feel fit. Look, so this is the 1920s. This is in America. I felt like I was kind of picking on Russia. So I just wanted to let y'all see that it exists to other places also. Because that's the second day I showed y'all the Russia bloodlines. Like, you know what? I'm kind of picking on those guys. It happened over here too. What up, property? Yeah, you call it calamari or some shit. He said he apologized to Kamala. He says, "My fault, Kamalas. Your names. I was thinking about that dude from Star Wars. It's a trap." Show enough says, and guess what? Those are all white people in those pics. Think about that. Racism is a smokescreen. Yeah. Yeah. So no, anybody that is against socialism, that don't want to live like that, they should 100% be voting against Kamala. They should have voted against Biden. And that's why Sanders is never going to get elected, because his policies is going to create that. Too extreme. Their politics are too extreme. They're going to create that. You can't have that happen. It's not the way to go. So. I will agree. I'm not going to put your comment up there, Kenny. I don't think she's done anything either, other than giggle and laugh. I'm not gonna put your comment up there though. We're not gonna. I'm not here to. We're really not here to attack either which one of these candidates. I will make a joke. I'm not here to attack either which one of these candidates, even though I really don't like her. There was a black man who they had evidence of his innocence, and she tried to hold on to the evidence and had let that man go to the death chamber. So I can't support her. Like on a whole different level. I just can't support her. But I'm not going to stand here and just, I'm not going to Joe Brown it. Joe Brown went too far. Joe Brown is bananas. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Any questions? Anything? This is crazy. The guy just looks outside, fam. Are they robbing that guy? What the fuck had happened? Oh no, that's the police. Are they robbing the guy? So some stuff is, what the hell is going on here? I went to show y'all this.
I'm calling her right now. I got you.
Oh, he was shot in San Francisco. That was San Francisco. That's how our streets look, though. That's how our streets look. Our streets is crazy. Also, so they built they built like a shitload of buildings that was supposed to go to NYCHA or something. And now the buildings are going to the migrants. So if y'all vote Trump back in the office and they get all of those migrants out of America, that means all the migrants is leaving out of New York. That means that there's going to be more housing for the NYCHA. There's going to be more NYCHA housing. Just something that people didn't know about. I don't know if people know about that. Anyway, we did 0 commercials today. I'm going to run a commercial right now and be right back.
I'm gonna need some of you niggas to stop playing with me. I am not a game. Go play Tetris or something. Word is born. Call me guns, I'm not gonna never tell it on my brother. Word is born, I'ma keep and I put that on my mother. Fresh from the streets and I rep it like no other. Say moi to the heat. Y'all can go and kiss each other. Niggas think that they crazy. What's a knife to a gun? If I can't get the pops, I'ma go get his son. Oh, I heard he got a daughter. Tell that little bitch run. She get blinded by the bullets cause it's blazing like the sun. You your clique versus me, that's a one-on-one. Sweep them niggas with a stick and a broom, get it done. Chopper loose, extra boost. I'm the man with the juice. When the boogeyman around, niggas pray to Jesus. You should call him Lucifer, that's a fallen angel. Make a star see stars, that's a star bangle. R.I.P. t-shirts.
All right, we back. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? I see no comments came up. I'm probably about to get ready to get up out of here. Got a couple of things we got to get to today. Shout out to everybody who has been on our content. Shout out to all of the new subscribers we've been getting. A lot of new subscribers over the last, not a lot of new subscribers over the last couple of days. Would appreciate all of you guys if any of you guys pulled up in here at any time. Wow. Anyway. But once again, I do hope that the debate, I would like to see the debate. I'm not one of the people that's like he shouldn't debate her, although I understand why he wouldn't debate her because there hasn't been any election. So he's, by him not debating her, he's not allowing them to usurp the authority of the people to vote for their Democratic nominee. So I think that is one way to look at it. I think thinking that Trump, a New Yorker, is scared to debate a nigga, it sounds kind of crazy. Trump's and he's an old school New Yorker. To think that an old school New Yorker is scared to debate somebody is kind of crazy. This is an old school New Yorker. He dealt with the mob. He's a developer, so he dealt with the mob. We already know that. So he dealt with the mob and everything else. But you think he's scared to debate Kamala Harris, who she just talks in circles. It's a good day because the day is good. And that's how you know the day is good, because it's a good day. She talks like that. The road is a long one that you drive on. But while you're on that long road driving, it's long. Oh boy, that road is long. And you driving. The fuck is you talking about? So I would love to hear her try to debate. And I hope they do it on Fox. I hope they do it on X. They get because I want them to be actively fact-checked during the debate and called out on the spot by the moderator. That's what I want. If Trump lied, call him out on the spot. If she lied, call her out on the spot. Let's see who gets through that debate. With that being said, I love y'all. Everybody, have a blessed day. Go out there into the world. Do something worth doing. Stamp God's name on it. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one.